The long good night of the August night. An upbeat isolado here in Ohio, and 6 years back in the last tack of long-begone family-swayed cottage. A day bloomed in the blear of jungly rear hedge where we'll tweet it away. Perseus pushed grim highwayed hurdles spotted with feather-faint corners of rash runaway eyes. We laid them down lightly with the dog-day harvest fly. The tip-tapping, dappling all morning from mischief-popping, bedeviled whistling, happily hey, we're going, blowing, we'll willow our way, and then went. The crane's dam deserted. If you knew a pelican, it skirted down deeply, fell 500 miles further to bell in some slash-boarded town. Cabbage moths feistily fleeting, beating timbreled rings trip and pip on grass poles, slips and torn open flower lip, up alone and bump lip singular strip. Cicadas sway slowly in parallel, testing a table saw, daring a duel deep in the tree, cutting to cruel at the knee, grinding to straw in the swell. Cool, airless, electric cord afternoon swoon. A slosh of motor-grubbing rub and hum heavy monk meditation air-conditioned fan blade block gurgly grimming behind back-ended building bricked each in random start and kerflunky plunk finished boon. White-booted beetle forever looping its loss. Black field crickets and hoarse long-winded gull who still call. Childless ghosts grandfathered and gone, fast tick-tockering over the lawn. The meat-mouthed grasshopper spits southly wet black twigligs, tippling a big briny bottle back in his greed. Sparkly in silver, a tingling lullaby cry in wide wallows, the drowsy day-drunk plunk to sleep swallows gone away greatly and never more need. In orange-mouthed umbral evening, a ground cricket's calling, hey and by and again, rattle shaking and snaking it struck the second of 6. Then the indigo dusk of unrushing waters, crawling back in the bay, laggard lay, the katydid quacks. Criticare, it says, criticare dame. It spends the wide ochre night weeping this way. At blue-babied dusk, good goofy gray-bearded dusk, old heavy-hearted, pine-forested, wine-drunk, withered-up womanly dusk, you see checking cheap-born misery, tapping teeth clattering, skull-jug, slippy-drip trickery. How dare you do question me? Iron sheet blazing high over here, there, again, back where, tip, breed, run, breaking like bottled-up rum. A gun. Thunder takes time in the air with a dry-rapping drum. Puff plants dance, wiggling lustily, waving goodbye, bop and dive in wild, vast deference. In the gribble of the frog where it was whence. Everything at once is impulse. Rocks scream, chairs shuffle widely, the plants, the pots, the pebbles make metal machine noise. The elf inside everything shaking, quaking. In the midst of the murk of the pebbled cool after the evening of wet-showered swells from the winter-white down-pillow lapping, and all bathed up beautiful come now to call the good tallow nightcap knell, beaded breath clapping for all. Later in the lay, the fine Fairway High School night of good hugs, the purple drape of dark meadow bark where lime-golden lanterns quickly yape out the view and fireflies drift correctly off course. But we always called them lightning bugs. A snowy tree cricket, blind as a beard, bawls all night from the corners. The umpire calls foul. You keep deep inside wonder. The night drifts off highly endowed and full-grown to dangle. But how goes the grizzled roar of the crowd? Loud. High-pitched whimmels, where we lay soft in the mango night, you bolted in beyond shadowed halls on your spindrift steps and dreary cat-patting carpets of comfortable light. Lit in oil-shack black where I depose my own self-surrection on the burlaying, backlaying bed. Who am I? Who am I? Yell out these deep-widowed wonderings, burbly bubbles of owl-aged mordancy, to tell me my moments stacked in instamatic track of far, fairy, filed-up time. All be well, all be well. Marmoreal midnight carved high around me in cave, a swollen scene of soon-finished summer. Pearlescent necklace of old-papered walls in the cottage tableau and room when we're already in bed, our heads upon bedside edge, and nothing to rest on the spilled milk little ledge. A triptych I tinily save. Crash, slamp, bump, kill a thump! The cricket band cartoon creep in great Gothic promenades sweep across freshly cut tidy-tipped lawn, and on wending wide path lanes of the worm come creepy moonbeam dreams. Snails slip drip from the slivered slime of her nose. The praying mantis eats the brain, the breast, the best. In stillborn rot you finally feel how ripe the old maggot earth has finally got. And I'm meanwhile here fast overdrawn with the pompous passing of everything. High hail will happen in the grey-lit tomb before dawn, in the ending night, before seas drown the world in pink conch light, when all else is reeled in the reef, the rusty washboard gibbering juggle of a meadow bug spat near blushing black blueberry sky. So even say somewhere my murderous back to school has begun. Otherwise still we lie beside the properly prickly prip of dark rubber frogs flame-throwing the last fields and bogs. Heads lay heavily on fat chopping blocks whose bright bladed weight has come nigh and now one. Here are pitched perfectly the soon sullen tents of webworms on the trees and leaves hanging alabasterine veins, over drives on grassy sides, weaving witchily tree fingertips, making musty white wedding gowns, old widowed wife hands defleshed down churchy gravel-crunched lanes. To leave, thy grief is an ember, folding all into right reedy deep for the fine love-forested fawns, the quick hours tuck blankets on the bright clock, crisp seashores freeze fast forever, I greatly remember. A strange soft wind in the dark course of the yard, barely moist mermaid breath, cold as I'm taller, campestral scenes of night noise and holler, drifting ice blocks and moon milk over tree-formed dioramas, quite kilted off guard. The long stainless glimmer in the sea that still stares. We felt its fast freedom in the midday moon and dreamt the day-long dreaming of the tall tidal trees, pilled the promises of May, ate the big breath she twice took away. In pith and pitch the big whistled crickets hum and heave their impossible switch. We're leaving, we'll see you, we're leaving. Smaller for you into bed and some sleep without breathing. A big, quick-waving chorus of whistles and cheer to say goodbye and good night and farewell and sleep tight, even if none of this here will sprig or be saving somewhere finally for us. Okay, well, bye then, and wail away into our own living life in the cobweb nostalgia as that dreamland disappears into the ballasted bones of the dead. The bats are burned dry in the hour when drinks disappear in welkin wide everclear, and a courtesan waves her small spidered fan. A scallop unjaws, mouthfully gnaws, birds scream bravely, "Hey-ah!" The dim drops around us, claw tramming and dreaming of death. Crickets, katydids, cicalas scream our last singing song. They do this continuous raw right along the red rail of fall until the first-fisted frost knocks out their breath.